Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending where you are. Welcome to another episode of Dxtalks and Cryptotalks. Yani, it's been a tougher week, but better than the one before, I guess, since when we went up. More stable, but with more FUDs and more issues to solve. Um, we're going to see the news in a few minutes with Tay. I think it's another interesting week, not as the exciting as last one because it was right in the eye of the fire or the volcano. So this week is more relaxed, but still there's a lot of things happening in the world and the after effect and the ripple of the whole scene of crypto. So with that, the world of blockchain is actually keeps on growing as we speak. There's a lot of adoption also going forward. More and more, we're seeing implementations. More and more, we're seeing new stuff coming in. So it's really exciting to understand more of how we're going to be seeing blockchain and the world of cryptocurrencies and so on. So, welcome to this episode. It's a very exciting episode, episode 180. So this is another milestone for us uh, in the world of crypto and in the world of podcasts. Um, Season 8 has been amazing so far. You can listen to us on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, Anghami, you name it, we are there. Just tune in and then you can be updated at any point of time. So don't forget to subscribe and support us in this mission. So, as usual, we start with the crypto fraud segment and always make sure that you follow the right people, you that the accounts are not vulnerable. And when you talk with somebody who gives you financial advice and want you to invest, I will never ask you or Tay to invest with us unless you have our platforms, we have our things, but we will never ever demand for you to invest with us or uh, give us money and then we will work it out for you or trade on your behalf. So always make sure that the identity of the account is accurate, the identity of the wallet is accurate, and the platform you are using. If you follow these three basic things in every transaction, then you have passed a long way into being and trading and having safer transactions. We have a lot of events that are upcoming within the next 4 or 5 months. I'm going to go with them in a few seconds. But we're glad to be partners with Global Blockchain Congress that's happening in London. Also, the Digital Transformation Summit, Metagate. We have partnerships with Metagate, as mentioned, Tech Summit, and Blockchain Expo that are been drafted within the last month. So we just did a small to focus on our region, uh, and those there's still more being added. We have Metagate, ICBM Crypto International Expo, fourth annual Future Bank Summit, Blockchain Expo, Blockchain Economy Dubai, Travel Tech, FinTech Surge, Future Blockchain Summit, Blockchain Live, GITEX, and so many other things upcoming that are really interesting and for you to be able to attend in the region. So let me say hi to Tay and then check on him. Tay, how are you doing?
تحياتي لك Rudy and everyone watching Crypto Talks. Week 70 is a surprising week as we are speaking. Crypto prices are pumping up. Bitcoin is almost reaching $30,000 from its low of 26, 27 last month. It is nice to notice that only Bitcoin has rallied next to Solana from the past week until today, with a 14.7% and ongoing. All eyes on the 30, 31st, 30, $31,000 level. This is where technical analysts are looking at to decide on the next move for next week for Bitcoin. And specifically, the closing of June will give us a big indication on how things are going on for the future. Uh, People are asking why 29,800 now. There is a couple of news till the end of the session. We're gonna share them. And yeah, last week of before the last week of June, we expect a little bit more volatility for the days to come forward.
Very interesting run. Let's wait and see what's going to happen in this space of uh, running our bull market, let's say. With that, let's go into our news section and then we'll give you the airspace. So, not your keys, not your coins. Very important to always mention this. Um, Make sure that you have your keys, not even your public keys or sorry, your private keys exported, because now I discovered something very recent that some people thought they have their own private keys, but it turned out that they actually exported their private keys somewhere else and then they gave the private keys of the other wallet. So make sure, and this is happening in a multi-signature environment. So make sure that you own your keys. And then if you want to develop a multi-signature wallet, make sure that you own all of the development, not outsourced to somebody else. I don't know if you can add something to this, Day, if you've witnessed this behavior or it happened with you or you have any info on this.
What I would add on top of this, Rudy, is people should be careful on their centralized accounts, in fact, as well. Phishing links are very just a second. Phishing links are very common lately. The access to centralized exchanges can happen by taking your SIM card, by taking your email, by taking over your personal identity. Of course, sophistication of such schemes go higher and higher in respect to the amount of funds they are targeting. So, for example, if we know that person A has $1 million on his Binance account, then we will see a very targeted attack on person A to either get his two-factor authentication, get his SIM card, get access to his email, maybe his fingerprint, his face scan, and then able to access his account and withdraw this money. Um, Now, with Ledger as well, we're hearing that they might share private keys with law enforcement or with governments if they were forced to. This is as well putting a question mark on, does Ledger has a backdoor for their private keys. So private keys in its current form on non-custodial wallets, it's a set of words, 12 or 24. Uh, this was before, if we take before that period of time, it is still a private key, is a long hexadecimal number, so it's a mix of characters and numbers. But in order to make it easy for people to improve the user experience in the Bitcoin space, the proposal to include those words instead of a long hexadecimal number was accepted, and now we have what we know as seed phrases. The other advancement we are seeing is in multi-party computations, where the private key basically is broken into pieces and distributed over a network or the store over storage places, and once retrieved back together, you get a full access to your key. But in general, if someone is vocal about their crypto and he is somehow a known personality in the space, he can be attacked even physically, what we call with a $5 wrench attack. So they're attacking you physically to claim your crypto, attacking you physically or attacking someone you love. Now, of course, if you're holding a bag maybe of, let's say, I don't know, $100 Ethereum today, it's not about the amount, it's about the future. If the future of money is heavily based on crypto, then the people who are involved in this space today, they should protect their future, and they should know that in the future they can be targets of attacks, whether it's a state attack or a community attack, it doesn't matter. So let's imagine the SEC said we want to put every crypto person in prison, then Mr. Rudy and Mr. Tay will be in the front lines going going to lockdowns. But we never know how the future will unfold. We should be always in control of our own funds and in control of our own keys.
Indeed, I was. I think you should be also, because your name was
Mm.
shortlisted for the $5 wrench attack study with Cambridge, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
So let's wait and see the results. I'm actually excited about this because this is a topic that is not talked about. When I was
Absolutely.
approached,
Absolutely.
I was like, the name even is like something totally new for me.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
it's something very. It's not new, but it's not familiar. Um, we understand it happens. It happened in traditional
Mm.
banking, and how about now without any third party peer to peer
Mm.
network, fast transfers, and all of this? So it might happen even faster. So let's wait and see. And the news is yours.
Thank you. Thank you, Rudy. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are watching us from. It's week 70 before the last week of June 2023. And in this week in crypto, as we are speaking, Bitcoin is breaking the level of $30,000. We're almost there, 29,836 on CoinGecko now. This number is very important because it is the psychological level that traders are waiting on to go beyond 31,000, so that next so that we can see in the summer how we will, you know, trend for the 40k or not, knowing that we have as well the Litecoin halving happening in August 2023. So we're happy to see this 30k level, but at the same time, from last week till this week, and analysis from chain analysis and from as well a Glassnode, they were showing us how the number of outflows from exchanges, especially with the ongoing case with Binance and Coinbase, has put pressure on exchanges, and we saw many outflows into wallets, low basically liquidity, high dominance for Bitcoin. If I want to take a look at the Bitcoin dominance now, it's almost 50%. We're 48.1. Yesterday, the dominance was even much higher. But when Bitcoin dominates almost 50% of the market, we know that basically the liquidity is moving from the alts into Bitcoin, and it might signal or it might trigger a continuation of the bear market to go through the summer, or it might start reversing if we are able to break the 31,000 level and move on with the new month and move on with the next half of the year with more supporting news. Now, this supporting news came somehow as a conspiracy for many people. Uh, First, and I'm not sure if people are aware of the movement Deutsche Bank has made by getting into basically Bitcoin. We're gonna talk about this at the end of the session. To bridge on how we opened with Rudy today, the increased number of phishing attacks. Um, it was surprising for me to read that, according to a report coming out from the block, they released an article this week. They mentioned that school kids, they are orchestrating phishing attacks on NFT holders so that they can take the money and they can buy Roblox skins. um, this was not an isolated incident. The data collected by the NFT analyst, known as well as OK Hotshot, reveals that since December 2021, at least 900 Discord servers have been attacked, especially in the last weeks and the last few months. With this problem and with those hacks, it's all pointing out that there is young perpetrators, and this was pointed out by a security researcher named as the Plum, and he's alarming that there is young people. 95% of the attackers, they're high school students under the age of 18, and their involvement in these attacks tend to peak in the summer holidays when they have more time on their disposal. They the favorite things that they can buy are laptops, phones, designer clothes, and notably Roblox skins. Now, how does he know this? Because he personally have talked to a few of them, and he knows that they're still in school, and he's seen pictures and videos of many of those people that he talked to or children he has talked to at school. They talk about their teachers, how they're failing their classes, and how they need to do homework. So, yeah, I hope we don't have, kids among our schools in Lebanon or in the Middle East participating in such schemes. But we know for a fact most of the um, perpetrators that have been caught, whether it is crypto or non-crypto schemes, they are relatively young to gain such type of skill. Age, especially being young, is of a fact, or is of a matter. For our second news for today, it wasn't really a welcoming news. In a second attempt, Wyre is shutting down. It's $1 billion crypto payment firm, and this firm is shutting down basically not due to market conditions. Sorry, not due to regulation, but to market conditions. So they are citing the lack of business in the on and off ramping industry today, where crypto payments are becoming less and less attractive in the business side of crypto. Wyre has taken the decision to close down. And again, the decision is not due to any regulatory agency direction. They tweeted, after nearly a decade, Wyre is winding down due to market conditions. We made this decision to protect the best interest of our key stakeholders and customers. So this decision, again, is not due to regulatory uncertainty. Wyre continues to secure customer assets. Why it's important to point for the regulation? Because first, they don't want to spread FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt that regulators are coming after crypto companies. And second thing is, they out of their transparency to their community, to their investors, to their business, they had to mention the real reasons of why they're closing down, unlike other companies who hide behind regulatory reasons to shut down their business. Either it could be what we know as like a rug pull or a scam. The project says, yeah, we have to close down because the regulator forced us. It was nice and good from Wyre to cite the real reasons that there is a business challenge today in this crypto ramping and off ramping. Another regulatory point that was popping up this week were documents released from the SEC Ripple case. Those documents were pointing to the fact, or pointing were two facts, that Ethereum is not a security in the letters that were dated back to 2018. And the reasons that they did not point Ethereum as a security is because it has a high distribution of its network. Hence, it implies decentralization, and there is no one person or one group in control, which would basically not pass the Howey test or Howey test for acknowledging whether this category is a security, or whether the service offered goes under a security or a commodity. So there is no other category, but it did say that because there is no other category, perhaps there is a need for specific regulation to protect purchasers. One of our key characters that we covered last year was Kwon, and we covered him almost a year ago when Terra Luna failed and they depegged with their stable coin. There was a lot as well of FUD around what has happened with the Terra Luna. Investigations are going on. The latest update is the CEO of the company and the co-founder of the project has been arrested in Montenegro because he was traveling on fake documents. Although he claimed that he bought those fake documents in Singapore or through a Singapore office, it turned out to be fake documents. So he thought he was applying for a golden visa scheme or a golden passport, but in fact he was defrauded for 250,000 euros for what he paid, and he thought that it is a real passport. For that charge, he will stay 4 months in jail. And now, after the jail, will authorities on Montenegro, release him to the United States, where there is a connection of $60 billion in lost funds when Terra Luna collapsed in May 2022. So there is somehow a accusation of defrauding investors in a venture that he founded, and he might be extradited to the United States. And many people are waiting for that moment to somehow claim their revenge on Do Kwon and for the pain and the misery that he caused for many families. Big news of this week, the big banging news that brought Bitcoin back to life, 29,869 as we are speaking now. All eyes on the 30K level. Two things happened. Deutsche Bank has applied to offer a crypto custody service. This is a huge step from a big bank like Deutsche Bank to enter into the crypto space and offer a custody service. It seemed and it looked like the conspiracy that we were talking about, that SEC and the hidden world, the hidden hand of the world, has been collaborating with the SEC to bring down Coinbase and Binance in order for the Deutsche Banks, for the Citadel Securities, for Charles Schwab and the Fidelity-backed EDX markets to go live and to benefit from the services that Coinbase and Binance are offering as private firms. So, of course, that's why we said conspiracy. So this is definitely not the reason. Deutsche Bank has been working and has been open to crypto and to blockchain from a period of time. Citadel Securities, Charles Schwab, and Fidelity has or have come together to launch a cryptocurrency exchange. It went live today. It's called EDX Markets. Now, add to this BlackRock applying for a Bitcoin ETF in the United States. All these things combined together, they're saying there is something coming up. Now, is there something coming up? Personally, I don't believe so. Binance and Coinbase, the SEC has the right and has all the tools in their hands to go after them as um, crypto companies competing in the new financial age, especially in the United States. Deutsche Bank and all those, we call them old guards of finance, have not interact with crypto for the first time. In 2014, we heard the same news. In 2016, we heard the same news. 2018, 2020, and today, 2022. It seems like all this news is recycled every 2 years just to follow for or to attract and to capture trader emotions and bring the volatility in the market. It is, of course, a big, interesting move, but we should not, I think, build the future of crypto and the future of Bitcoin and definitely the future of our trades on news like this. We always say, uh, like when such news come out, this is the time where you actually could sell and uh, book your profits. Of course, nobody has the crystal ball to know what what tomorrow will happen with the prices of Bitcoin, but building on the history of short history of 10 years in the crypto life, usually such type of news go and come with market sentiments, and they go and come with market volatility. This was our news for this week. Back to you, Rudy.
Yeah, interesting takes, interesting updates of how things are really moving in the space. Just checking if there's any questions. Lama says we are using Kashmir multisig. Is that safe? Just got me worried. That's, I
I
think,
have not used it personally, but we can answer you, Lama, on the next episode.
yeah. But regardless, I think do recheck if you are putting your private keys in this wallet or not. I think this is a first indicator. If that's the case, then your private keys are not with you anymore. So you have to find out what to do later. I don't know what's the alternative yet to this, but for myself, I think I have to be worried about this because we do use this. So, and we need to find a solution on how to change. So, thank you, Lama, for your question. Bob, thank you also for your comments. And thank you for being with us, always supporting this show. It's a very interesting session today, episode, I would say. Very interesting takes. Let's wait and see what's going to happen in the world of crypto since the dominance now is all-time high and the push is up. Are we going to see a full bull going forward or a crash based on the fake, I won't call it fake, but the uptrend, and then the same behaviors that we've seen all over the years. If there's no questions, I'll give you the floor if you want to add anything, Tay, and then we close our day.
Before we close, Rudy, it's important to check some dates. Let me just get the open the calendar here. All right. So we have our monthly close uh, coming on the 31st of July for crypto, basically. We have 5 August, the LTC halving. We have on 10 August, the US Consumer Price Index. And then we are closing quarter 3 in 30 December. So between those dates, the meetings that will come as well from the FOMC, and the FOMC is the Federal Open Market Committee. They will meet still twice until September, and their job is to oversee the open markets. So the next day for the Fed, the next date for the Fed meeting should be, I'm taking the basically the calendar here. We have one on 26th of July, and the second one is on the 20th of September.
Yeah, and then we
So
have
when
a
those
question on this.
what was the effect of the federal decision? Well, the federal decision, if they decide to change interest rates, as simple as that,
Because they didn't this
then we're
time.
gonna see it affecting. They didn't, but in Europe they did. So in the US they didn't, but in Europe they did. Now, if the Federal Open Market Committee decides to change rates, to introduce new rules, introduce new regulations, um, suddenly assign a token that this is a big token, this is going to be security, then we're going to see some market action. If we're going to see some maybe adoption from the FOMC itself, then that's as well a good bullish sign. So that's those are the important dates to keep an eye on the crypto prices. Lamia was asking, where can you read more about the NFT and the kids? This was a report done by Crypto News, and the security researcher that talked to those boys, his name was Plum, and you can just Google Plum security researcher.
I'm getting the link.
And
Just 1 second.
yeah, and then you can read the report there. Uh, but honestly, I mean, it is somehow anticipated, because when kids at school want to go buy designer clothes, buy laptops, buy iPhones, buy to a lot of those expensive items, and their families are not supporting them to buy it, they have to go get it, usually in the irregular ways. Yeah, selling drugs at school, selling alcohol at school, selling cigarettes at school. Now we're seeing, okay, let's drop this shit. Let's go into hacking Discord servers and hacking Twitter accounts and claiming and selling NFTs and changing them into crypto. And crypto might go up in price, and I have more money to buy more stuff. Plus, it is money not on my name. They think they can be traced, but obviously they're doing a good job in making that money.
Yeah.
Just put your skills in the right place.
We just posted the link, Mirna, for you. It's in the chat, so please do check on it. And as you can see it, it's here. All right. Thank you, Tay. Hope you have a great week ahead. I don't know if you're still in Italy at this point, or you're back. Also, we have news from Holland that Binance has closed. We didn't highlight it.
True. We didn't highlight it, Lano. This was part of the FUD. We highlighted, I think, last year. Binance has been facing troubles in Holland. First, they stopped the margin trading, and they stopped the futures. and now they are completely blocking all Dutch accounts, and they're asking people to remove their money. And again, when we remove our money, best is to remove it into non-custodial wallets. If we need it for trading, there are other alternatives. There is Coinbase, there is Bybit, there's Huobi, there's Mexi, there's Gate, there's KuCoin, and so on. So nothing to really worry about. And hopefully be back in the market soon when the Dutch central bank crypto and its policies related to Holland.
Indeed. Great. Thank you. See you next week.
Thank you. See you next week.